So, one more thing. Speaking of facing your fears, you know, I pass by my dad's house every single day, and I've never stopped. So I know I needed to stop to pick up mail, whatever. And I did. And guess what? I cried, and it's okay. And the lady who lived with him, she still lives there. And her son was looking at me like, what's wrong with you and who are you? And then he goes, your Clyde's daughter? I say, yeah. Whew. I take a deep breath. That's over. Yes, the mail has been stacking up. So anyway, face your fears. Do what scares you until it doesn't. All right, love you all. Talk to you later. Here with a quick follow-up of the older lady, the wise lady, my elder. I had to go to her house, and I'm telling you, I was gonna vlog on the way there, but I was so anxious because, like I was telling y'all before, like, I don't like confrontation. And where we left off was that what was it? She didn't ask me for something, like she demanded something, and my reaction was hell no. And so that had been weighing heavy on my heart, not because I'm not gonna do it, but it was how I said it. So anyway, I'm just leaving her house right now. I didn't know how it was gonna go. So actually everything turned out just fine. Everything turned out just fine. Knocked on the door. Actually, I called her to let her know I'm on my way. Your documents are prepared. You know, her tax stuff is done. So I called her and told her that I was on my way. She sounded very pleasant, and I sounded very pleasant. It was genuine and authentic. So I get there, rang the doorbell. She opens the door. She was on the phone with some other company, and she let me in. I was kind of like, hand her the envelope and then just leave, but I couldn't do it because I didn't feel like I had fully made amends, although I left a voicemail message for her later that day apologizing to her for speaking to her in such a manner. We didn't talk since then. And so this is a person that matters to me, and I know that I matter to her. So when you have people that you love and they love you, sometimes love is not always rainbows and butterflies and a walk in the park and a skip to Malou and all of that. Sometimes we have to have the tough conversations. Sometimes we have to express ourselves to a point where the person really understands, oh, he's serious, or she not playing. So long story short, rang the doorbell. She opened the door. She got off the phone. I gave her paperwork, went over the paperwork, and then I said, let's pause for a second. I extended my arms, even in this COVID pandemic, and gave her a big hug, a very big, genuine hug, and let her know, I don't know if you received my voicemail, but I left the voicemail apologizing to you for the way that I spoke to you, my tone. I stand on what I believe in, which is, no, I am not going to do that, versus the hell no, and then leaving out and closing the door. So there's a lesson in this. And the lesson is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. The other lesson is you have to show people how to treat you. The other lesson is, if you are a person like myself who does not, who does not like confrontation. I don't like confrontation to the point where I sent Curtis a text message last night, you know, in my feelings, and then this morning I was like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. And so I tried to sneak his phone and delete the message, but he already read it. So I had to talk to him this morning about something that I didn't want to talk about but needed to talk about, and it was okay. So face your fears. Fears, like, what do they say? There's an acronym: false evidence appearing real. We don't have to fear any man, right? Because God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. I am not crazy. I'm not gonna let anyone use me as a doormat. And when I start to feel that way, then it must be addressed. It has to be addressed. You cannot just let the sleeping dog lie and be afraid to wake the dog up, because the dog has to eat. Okay? So I hope that you can take some golden nuggets away from this. And I hope that you can make up your mind to change your mind, to do things differently, to move differently in 2022. And remember that you cannot change anything that you do not acknowledge. And I acknowledge that I do not like confrontation. Period. Dot. Where that comes from? Possibly from my childhood. I was raised in an abusive household, and I saw confrontation go from 0 to 100 matchstick quick, and it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty or pretty. So anyway, my dear lovelies, it's early, it's top of the morning. Perhaps I will vlog later this afternoon. Curtis is still dealing with the COVID. We did another test on him this morning, and first it looked like it was I dropped the garage door open there. It looked like it was negative, but I said, listen, you staring at it, give it 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, it still showed positive. So I'm thinking perhaps he should go to urgent care or WellSpace or wherever and get tested by a doctor, not the at-home kit. But I don't know. He still has the symptoms. So yeah, it's been a journey because I haven't been able to, you know, cuddle with him and, you know, be as close to him as I would like to be, because he is on that quarantine. And I'm telling you, my daughter is not letting anything slide. She got notes everywhere. Wash your hands. Don't touch this. Don't touch that. She has hand sanitizer, masks, disinfectant spray. It's like everywhere. So anyway, be in prayer for our household. Be in prayer for us as a family. And we will also be in prayer for you all. It's Drina from Drina's Haven 916 and Alternative Life Solutions. I have a smile on my face because that was a burden that was on my heart, dealing with my elder. So I'm so glad that it's over. Now listen, just because I think it's over, it may still be festering in her. That's one of the things that Curtis and I was talking about this morning. Just when you think something is over, it may be over for you, but it may not be over for the other person. they still may feel residual effects. That is why we first ask the good Lord to please forgive me. Please forgive me for sinning against you. Please forgive me for offending my brother or my sister. If at all possible, go to your brother and sister and sincerely and be remorseful and ask them to please forgive me, and own your part. And then after that, that's in the sea of forgetfulness. And the only way it's going to be brought back up again is if we bring it back up again, or if someone else decides to bring it back up again. But just because they bring it back up again doesn't mean that you are condemned all over again, okay? We are no longer in bondage. We are not bound by guilt and shame, but we have to make things right. Sometimes we are in a position where we can go to a person and make it right, and sometimes we're in a position where we cannot go to the person and make it right because perhaps they are unreachable. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. All right, I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be in the world. It's Adrena, and I love you.